Use the Force, Luke.
Sometimes truth isn't good enough.
I feel the need for speed.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight on FrostCast 88, we take a look at the Harry Potter series. Our first reaction is resurrecting, is rebooting dangerous magic? We answer that question. We're also going to take a look at Maul Shadowlords coming up this week on Disney+. Do we need an animated Darth Maul story? Maybe. King Z thinks so. I'm not so sure. We'll see what happens. And we also got our another first look at Supergirl. Here's another interesting question. Is Supergirl going to be the one to save James Gunn's flailing DCU? I don't know, but we're going to check it out. Wardens Rise. Our watch begins now. Now, I feel like we need to get out ahead of some housekeeping issues before we jump into these topics. King Z is a little under the pharmaceutical weather. My man had major life-saving surgery earlier today, and he's with us still, so we're glad to see it. The doctors have assured me he's got at least half of his functional IQ going, so huzzah to that. Warden Prime, welcome. And also, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, but I don't want to take all the attention away from King Z since he's going to be loopy, and we'll see what happens there as the show goes on. This is going to be funny. There it goes. Oh, good.
You know what they say: the morphine, the better.
I don't think they say that, dude. I think that's something you're saying. That's a whole different thing. On a happier note, family member, friend, and major supporter of the channel, Afakazi Gaming, has headed out to basic training on Monday. We wish him the best. He's going to be offline and out of the show for the next 8-9 months. We'll keep you guys posted how he's doing. We're very proud of you, dude. Take care. Good luck. Keep your head down. Keep your mouth shut. We'll see you get home. And then on a more somber note, and I apologize, King Z, for ambushing you with this. I recently had a coworker whose 15-year-old daughter lost a mental health battle. So just wanted to put a couple of resources in the tagline. Yeah, it was pretty bad stuff. NIMH.org and NAMI.org. Parents, if you're out there and your kids are struggling, don't turn the blind eye. It might not be a phase. It might not be something they can just get over or gut out. So please, if you're struggling, there's resources out there. I know it's not always the best resource, but it's what you have on hand. So just take a look around. The help is out there, and get people in touch with what they need, please. So those will stay on my screen for the rest of probably the month or two. I mean, people need to be made aware of that. So,
yeah, mental health is nothing to be taken lightly.
Yeah,
so many people try to ignore it, or they think they'll get over it, or they're just in a spell. I know a lot of people in our generation, we just keep pushing it down.
Stuff it out, gut it out.
Yeah. Feelings are natural, and I am against a lot, like over medicating someone when they're having issues. But seeking counseling isn't over meditating. Seeking counseling isn't a weakness. Seeking counseling is not a mark on you. This is a hard world. There is a lot of trials and tribulations people go through, and sometimes you just need someone to talk to maybe work out something that's going through your head, to get thoughts out of your head. Just have a third objective party to look in and see what's going on with you, and maybe give you some tools to help build up some tools for resiliency. And mental resiliency is something that should not be taken lightly, especially at any time in your life. Age should not matter. If you need to talk to someone, talk to someone. There's a reason why we have guidance counselors at the schools.
Yeah, I shudder to think what kind of circumstances could put a 14 or 15-year-old in a position where they thought that was the only way. You know what I mean? That's there you go. Reach out. Reach out to whomever's on hand. If there's nobody on hand, reach out to the channel. We'll figure out a way to get you some support in your area. I can take 10 minutes out of my data to run the Google search for you to figure out how we can help. King's a veteran. He's been around guys that have suffered. And we both have friends from high school, mutual friends from our high school that we went to together who are no longer with us because they lost the battle also. And I've been around mental health in a professional capacity my entire life.
Yeah.
There's help out there.
We gave our kids, and they gave us something that we were ill-equipped for to begin with. And it's stuff like social media on here. It's That's why you see a lot more of these social media accounts. I think Meta just started their whole new teen account thing to start limiting some of that. I mean, everyone looks at the highlight reel of someone's life and wondering why their life isn't going just as good. They don't see the struggles. No one posts pictures of them having 4 flat tires and a broken fan belt before they have to go on a 1,000-mile trip.
That's not a story King just made up. That actually happened to him. That's almost as bad as the time the King family lost both vehicles in that same mudslide or whatever situation that was.
Within a week.
I know, dude, it was terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, 4 car payments, 2 cars. It kind of sucks.
It was the worst. But all jokes aside, if you need help to help us out there, reach out. We'll help you sort it if we can. All right, on to the let's get back to the escapism and the distraction. All right, we did all the actual important stuff. I feel good about it. Huzzah! The Warden Prime already hit us with the huzzah, so we'll take that. Lots of trailers to take a look at tonight. Warner Brothers is in the really ignoble position of striking every damn video we do that does a little react to one of their trailer launches, which is hilarious considering I feel like we've been generally positive on most of the stuff that they've put out, even though if I'm a little staunchly on like lanterns and things like that. Like, leave us be. We're coming up on 700 subs. We appreciate all you guys. Like and subscribe if you'd like hearing us gab and yap on some stuff. We're gonna do it anyway. I feel like Harry Potter is gonna be without a doubt. The Potter series on HBO in December this year is going to be the biggest effing thing on streaming going into 27. That's undeniable. Undeniable, right? Am I wrong?
Both on the hate and the light side of it.
Right. I don't know if you're running the browser extension on your YouTube so you can actually see the thumbs downs. Are you running that by any chance?
I don't run that.
I run that because I like to know. I feel like social proof is still kind of a useful, metric of certain things. And it's not ratioed, the trailer for Harry Potter. It's not ratioed. It's pretty close. It's like, last time I checked earlier, it was like 250K thumbs up and about 220K thumbs down. So it's got a slight edge to positive, but that's not great. Like, a slight edge positive shouldn't make you all warm and tingly, King.
Well, first off, this is a remake series that no one asked for. People love the movies. They love the original movies, and it plays out. And now they're like, well, it doesn't fit for a modern time. I mean, they were made, 10 years ago when they finished?
Close when they finished. Let's say it's closer to 20. Closer to 20 when they got crack-a-lacking.
So, and then it's not that I don't care I care about the race swapping. They just did the wrong character. Why didn't they do Dumbledore? Why didn't they do one of the other, or what's her name? The lead witch that works there, the one who does all the hat. Yeah, why didn't they do her? But no, you did Snape. And the reason why it's such an issue, and I think they kind of want to have this conversation, that's why they did it, is because of what happens later in the books when it was a Goblet of Fire, when they start looking into histories and stuff like that. And like, you have this so-called, lost prince of a wizard come in, and the only teacher he has an issue with is the African-American teacher.
And which professor also happened to go to school with his dad, who also had a problem with him and hung him from a tree. Yeah. That's the thing. I can't wait till that season comes through. That'll be fun.
It's like they're trying to push a narrative on that when it shouldn't be pushed. It had nothing to do with the story based on race. It was just the jock bullying the nerd.
Right. The popular kid, right. That while you were just talking there, I just ran back over to YouTube right quick. And the number is about the same on the likes, dislikes. It's about 260 up, 220 down. So I would call that split, within like some sort of, not African-American if he's British. Good point. The Oracle says not.
Yeah, but I also don't want to get canceled here in America for calling them colored or black.
I'd avoid colored. I'd avoid that, King. Black is still a thing. Pete says I don't think they thought about that at all. I think it was more like, wouldn't it be cool if? Dude, I don't even know if it was that. I think honestly that this is falling into a solid camp of, if you want to be considered for awards, there's certain boxes you got to check. There's certain quotas that need to be in there, and if they're going to increase representation in a franchise that's been through the washer and dryer lately, over the last 10 years for not having enough representation. You can't just make a background character swap out. You got to call in one of the mains. I mean, at the end of the day, are they based because they made like the evident bad guy, the black guy? Like, is that based? I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. But then they went ahead and they got, to their credit, I mean, I guess the guy they hired has a pretty solid rep as like a professionally trained, like Shakespearean level, like stage actor. Like he's got a resume, so like he could be good.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I'm just talking about the optics of those certain scenes that we just talked about is going to be the issue, because it's going to trigger feelings in people, and you might not get the response you're thinking you're going to get.
Oh, dude, I'm with you 100%. And I was thinking about this earlier, just in terms of the kind of question, right? You asked the question 2 minutes ago. Why remake this? The books are beloved. The movies are beloved. It's not like they were written in the 60s and they had like a crappy adaptation in the 70s. Like, no, this is still within like recent memory for 90% of the reader base of this franchise, right? It's like, it's right there. Like we reach out and grab it, right? So the question I had is who is this show really for? Now I break it down here like this. If you've got a solid contingent, I don't know percentages. I'm not going to guess how many people are in these different camps, right? But if a solid percentage of people are out on the show because they're anti-Rowling because of whatever her trans political ideology is, so they're out, right? So if the remaining group are people that don't care what she has to say and love the books, why would you make such a change in the cast knowing that all you're doing there is pre-isolating a solid contingent of that camp? So what's left? Who is this show for? I don't get it.
Yeah. I think they were looking for more excitement over it because how well the movies were received.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like if they remade The Princess Bride, like I would storm the studios. Have fun storming the studios.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't taken a crack at that. But I largely agree with your take, man. I wonder if they got a little ahead of themselves, if they thought that somehow people would give this the House of the Dragon treatment, where like if the performance is at least okay, nobody will care. But I feel like House of the Dragon's not Game of Thrones. Like it's not as iconic as baseline A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones. This is Harry fucking Potter. You know what I mean? Like these visuals are locked in text.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not something you can wing.
See, Pete, I'm going to
agree
with you on this. That is made for the wallet. One, this was announced way before the sale of the WB started.
True.
And two, they just made a record sale to Paramount where like all the executives are going to be walking away with I never have to look at another human money. Like I can go buy my own island money.
That's FU money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't think it's made for the wallets because Paramount didn't know they were buying that part either. So, and like Paramount doesn't need the money.
Hey, Ivan, will we hear Harry drop F-bombs as a 10-year-old since it's HBO? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, Hulu can do that and Daredevil can do that and everybody else can do it, I guess. They do it on Trek like we talked last week. I don't know. Dude, I think the adaptation itself is probably going to be fine. I'm going in with fine. We'll see, because we're going to take a look at the trailer. The Oracle has that for us in a couple minutes. We're going to take a look. My concern, like I said, is that I feel like you can only cut off one of the two legs of a viewership or of an audience before you get rolling. You know what I mean? Like you can't cut them both off. And it seems to me like they're just hoping there's this spot in the middle where everything's going to work out okay. And Pape was talking about it's being made for their wallets. So that's a hell of a gamble. Because I feel like all of these things that we complain about week in and week out, some jackass somewhere thought it was for their wallets. I'm not picking on you, Ivan, what I'm about to say. Somebody thought Starfleet Academy was going to be good for their wallet, and it clearly wasn't. Somebody thought The Acolyte was going to be good for their wallet. That wasn't. Doctor Who is through Ncuti Gatwa and Jodie Whittaker's run, not good. Like how far back do we need to go? And even if something looks commercially successful on the surface in terms of like box office dollars, looking at you, Last Jedi, what you lose in merch and brand damage and reputation going forward, you can't put a dollar amount on that. You can't. I think that's where we're at. Hey, Brian, welcome to the channel. I think they knew what they were doing when they race swapped Snape. This is all done with an agenda. Dude, I'm cynical. I'm trying not to be. But, dude, I think you're right. And we know objectively, like I think if you were here a minute ago, you might have heard me say, we know the rules of how awards get passed out have changed. There are certain rules that are involved in handing those things out.
Mm-hmm.
And if a certain diversity in casting is amongst them, if you want to be in contention, you have to. Ivan says, Starfleet Academy still hurts me. Building a 2-story set was epic. Sure. And I'm sorry for your loss. And again, I'm glad that you like the show. I really am. And I wish that you could get more of that. I wish there were more folks that shared your opinion of the show and you would have gotten more of that. You know what I mean? But sadly, it's just a business in there. It's just not how that works. Pape says, you think Potter's a gamble? I don't know, man. That's probably the biggest fandom out there right now. Dude, it is because we've laid waste to everything else. They're about to get our Star Wars treatment, in my opinion, if this goes wrong. That remains to be seen.
It was like one of the arguments that I was making on Instagram the other day on someone else's channel. Oh, you want me to do this one?
Yeah, because Ivan's he's saying what you were saying a little while ago when we were talking about.
I was just worried Snape's bully in the book would be racial. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was worried about.
Even if they don't say it, even if they're actually not on the nose for a change, I didn't mean to hijack your point, King. I just got to say it. Even if they do the most subtle, nuanced, contextualized, close to the text version as they can do, it's literally we're betrayed by our eyes now. The optics of it are just going to look like a group of white kids found the one black kid in the school and strung them up. And that's never what that scene was ever about. It was just about bullying, period. Anything like that.
Still not saying it's right and you should bully.
No, it's awful. Fuck you. It's awful. Yeah, dude, fuck that. Continue.
As someone who did face a lot of it in not really high school, but middle school.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is like people were talking about built-in fan bases, and it was an argument I got on Instagram as I was trying to grow our Instagram. If you haven't subscribed to our Instagram, go ahead and find it, the Winter Wolf's Den. Come in, join in, catch our reels as we put them on Instagram.
You've done some cool shit over there.
I was there in a conversation about our blockbuster movie from last week, Project Hail Mary, and what they said is that they didn't agree with them putting the school scene in it. And at the very end,
I've seen people say that.
And then I was like, we're all like, well, that's how the book ended. It ended the same way. And they're like, but I don't see why it should have ended with them on the beach. And I'm like, well, you don't want to alienate your fan base. Because they said they understood why they put it in the book and it made sense in the book. They didn't understand why they put it in the movie. And I was like, because you have a fan base and they're expecting it to end a certain way. And like, you don't want to alienate your fan base that is going to bring in your money, unlike what Disney's done over the last decade. And that's when people started agreeing with me, like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. Where if you have a built-in fan base, you don't want to insult them. Certain cuts have to be made in adaptation. We're cool with that, as long as they make sense. And it still keeps the core beats of the story. But when you have a beginning and an ending a certain way, those should correlate.
100%. And that ties neatly back into what I was saying about who is this for? Like if it's your established fan base that shows up weekend one, midnight releases, pre-screenings. Ivan was talking about he got out to I think it was Project Hail Mary, I think, on a Monday show. Or he saw something way ahead of when we were going to get out to see it. And those are the folks that you don't want to annoy out, because they're the ones that are going to go tell all their normie friends to whatever it is, whether we're talking about books or movies or gaming. They're going to be the ones that spread the word and be like, King, I know you're really not into the sci-fi, but you need to come check this out. This is a good movie. I know you didn't read the book. Come check this out. You need to come with me. I'm going to go a second time. Come with. And if you don't have those guys, in the same way that something like Star Wars or Star Trek now is losing us, if I'm not putting my kids, my nieces, my nephews, my soccer team in front of these things and bringing them into the fold of those things, they die. They die. So this Potter series it's kind of functional crossroads for the franchise. It's been years since they've had a successful movie. The Fantastic Beasts stuff has fallen off in popularity well ahead of the curve I think they wanted. And the movies aren't scheduled to be remade anytime soon. What's the logical thing? Get a show. So you can have your show. And if you don't nail that adaptation for guys that love the books, and that's not us, that's we're a generation behind the Potter. We've read them, we've seen them, but we didn't grow up with that stuff. That's millennials. That's their Star Wars. You piss them off. You're done.
And
You're toast.
they're coming in as the new money base as we're heading out as the new money, the money base.
True that. Exactly right.
So I have a joke, just completely off record, but you brought up the Lion King being shot for shot.
I want to go back.
1 second,
Brian.
Brian. I'll get to your comment in just a second. But with the Lion King being shot for shot, could you imagine, because they were CGI, being the film crew that's out there in the jungle, and just have to imagine lions as they as they like pan the camera left, or they had to do a tilt, a crane shot for the bird taking off. There's no bird, and it's like, that was a good shot. Well, how will we know? I don't know, but we got to roll with it anyways.
You're exactly right. It's tough to get a live action lion to do the dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brian was asking, what about Neville Longbottom, Book 3, Prisoner of Azkaban, when his fear of Snape is exposed? That's if they get to season 3. But that's another one. Again, it makes it look like the white kid's afraid of the black guy. And listen, and maybe, honest to God, maybe in their heart of hearts, they didn't consider optics at all in the boardroom when they were drawing up the project, and they got casting in there, and they're like, hey, who can we get? Hey, this guy's got a pretty solid background. Oh, but you know what I mean? He doesn't look like Alan Rickman. You know what I mean? It was Breacher. They got Reacher to be Snape. That'd be funny.
That would be having Snape being this big muscular guy getting bullied.
Gets off his broom and beats the crap out of some Karen in his neighborhood. I'd pay to see that.
Yeah,
that's on YouTube right now, but I mean, you can still see it. But yeah, no, it's an optics thing, because we've been banged over the head with that drum for like 10 years now. We can't unsee these things. It's annoying almost to the point where when I go back and I watch old shit, like I'm in the middle of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch, right? And I'm trying to separate the modern lens of crap from where I know it didn't actually exist in like the 90s and early aughts. Like that kind of crap wasn't there. But like if you look hard enough, you can imagine it in anything. That's why we're always talking about, you know, like you got to recalibrate the radar. You know, it's not always there. Now I need Reacher as Snape. Thank you for the that'd be badass. I'm guessing that whole final battle goes a little different. You know what I mean? Throwing that out there. Brian says whether they knew what they were doing or not, it still looks like they're focused on banging us over the head with the jet. And again, I'm right there with you to a degree. I'm willing. We're on this channel. We watch any pilot episode of anything anybody throws in front of us to judge for ourselves. We went into Robin Hood on MGM Plus 2 months ago, absolutely ready to just burn the whole thing down. And right now, it's probably still our series of the year. Like, what other series have we watched? It's not going to be Daredevil. I assure you, it's not going to be Daredevil over Robin Hood. It should have been. It's not going to be. You know. And then Pape said, "I bet he takes the role, makes it his own, and we'll forget about Rip." No. Always fact. No one's forgetting about Alan Rickman. He'll make it his own, but it's still going to have to be very brooding and in that same vein of Snape. Otherwise, you get all the other allegations that you're going to get. Like if they imagine if they introduce this character and the first time Snape appears, these idiots play some stupid hip hop song in the background. Like imagine the idiocy of we fell right fucking for it.
Yeah,
Warden Prime got me. All right, okay. Congratulations, Warden Prime. Your gift is in the mail. Oh, let us know when it gets there, by the way. Your gift actually is in the mail, I think.
It should be there Thursday.
Yeah. Finally. He got us.
So if you put their resumes side by side, the new Snape and the old Snape, and you don't put pictures on, it reads a lot of the same.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking
exactly.
Yeah, if the optics weren't part of it, like say they were doing a radio broadcast or like a podcast version of it where they're just voice acting, I think it would not have been an issue. But it's the visual aspect of it, just because of what it represents, especially right now, especially with tension so high, especially here in the United States, of race and people being victimized. It's
said, Brian.
It's wrong casting at the wrong time.
Well said, Brian. Brian says, I'm black. I don't like how they make us look like victims in these films they make today. I'm not a victim. Dude, kudos, brother. Kudos.
Good to you. Good for you.
I think, King, it's just one of these things, like I said a minute ago, man. if they made this series in like 1995 or anytime between like 90 and like 2005ish, nobody, I don't think anybody would have given a shit if they had gone in for it. Because I remember Battlestar Galactica's revival. People kind of hemmed and hawed that they did Starbuck as a woman, but then Katie Sackhoff took the role, made it her all, fucking killed it, and people loved her for it. You know what I mean? I think that if this was the first visual adaptation, whether it's on big screen or small screen, it happened back then in that time period when sensitivities weren't the way they were, you probably could have gotten away with that. And if this guy's background is as great as it is on paper, and he really delivered that Rickman level or his own style, but on that quality level performance, I don't think anybody would have given a fuck. Beyond a couple of people, the same people that nitpicked the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Fellowship trilogy. Oh, this detail wasn't the thing and the thing and the thing. But because things weren't so strained, people were willing to overlook a couple of details like that, even including appearance. I think I genuinely believe that. Genuinely.
And that was one of the other things I know that people were complaining about, is because they said that this series will be more of a page for page adaptation, but they left out description.
I don't know, man. I think they also told us that when this show was announced, 2 years ago, that Rowling was going to be involved closely. That clearly is not the point now. Clearly, that's not true. So we'll see how they do. But again, our policy, our observation is adaptations are difficult. It's going to be a wait and see situation. We're at least watching the first season, no matter how that goes down. If they front load this 5 years like Rings of Power, which they might have, I don't know. I haven't heard details about that. We should look into that.
We probably should before we have the pilot, the episode before the pilot, we'll probably break all that down.
We'll check into that in December. But I think if the Oracle has the Harry Potter thing spooled, we can give that a look, and we can talk about that for a minute.
Let's rue the footage.
Rolling.
Why?
Rolling. JK. Rolling. What?
Sound speeds.
There we go. All right, let's check it out.
I told you.
All right.
You are a normal boy. And you're going to start acting like one.
Primary school.
We laying hands? We're laying hands on the pot?
You think you're something special? There is nothing.
The kid does look like
special.
Potter. I'll give him that.
Yeah, him and Daniel Radcliffe could be brothers.
You.
Yeah, he's got vibes.
There's no post on Sunday.
I've always wanted to know about my parents.
Apparently they were racist, Harry.
Your parents were the kindest, bravest
You're a
people
bigot,
I
Harry.
ever met. They were funny and clever.
Someone
I don't
was
know about
joking about what
They
he
stood
looked
up for
like
what they
too,
believed was
as
right.
had.
Yeah, I don't know about Nick Frost either, man.
The
Yeah, they were
next
saying
time I see you, we'll be in
Ozempic,
Hogwarts.
Hagar.
Haggard, yeah, I can see that. They got the score. It's all fluttery, but we're not getting the John Williams theme from the movie.
Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Potter, I think we can expect great things from you.
Not mine. Oh, Amanda. Okay.
Let's see who you are.
Oh, who plays the hat?
I play the hat.
Are you really
laggy.
Harry Potter?
Wait, what? That was the end? Is that it?
It kind of timed out.
Timed out. Now I can't see a damn thing, King. This is a professional production. You got nothing. I'll just have to take your word for it how it ended.
It's wearing its invisible cloak.
Oh, you should have just said the Marauder cloak. You should have said that. All right. Missed a few people here. I'm just going to roll the Oracle. Start with Brian there. When I first heard this series would be a faithful adaptation, I didn't believe it for a second. I knew there'd be an agenda. Yep. Seems like that might have been the case. Ivan says, why make it dark from jump? The story only becomes dark after the second. No, I mean, because Harry's origin kind of blows. Like he's an abused, neglected kid by his aunt and uncle that have custody of him. So it's fairly dark from jump, even though he's only like 9 years old or whatever in the first book. It kind of sucked. But then things story wise absolutely get dark. Starting with Prisoner of Azkaban, book 3. Now Brian's got that absolutely right, 100%. Like this, and it grows from there. Like by the time you get to Order of the Phoenix, like shit is 100% dark.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it grows up with the audience 100%. It gets thicker and deeper.
Did notice that they have the title as the English title of it too.
Philosopher's Stone was in there.
Yeah,
cool. I mean, cool. We'll see how they do then. You know, like it's going to come down to if they can balance the scale and get more of the adaptation as strict to book as they can get it. You sprinkle in a little bit of the Snape recast, absolutely killing it in the role. You might get the pass. You might, but there's no denying that getting into it, that going into it, tensions are already high. People are already skeptical because we've been fed a steady stream of the bullshit for like minimum 5 years. It's been bullshit for 5 years. And it's going to take a lot of course correction across the board with quality entries to get people to get people back to a point where they can overlook alterations to the physical appearances of characters. That's just how it is. So it's going to take time.
The other part that we could roll into this. Oh yeah, I might have timed out. It might have been me. It might have been me. No,
I don't think that's how that went.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, there is a slur word in there too for people who come from non-magical families. Yeah. And Snape is one of them as too. So there's a slur word that is going to be, and that's muddle blood.
Mudblood.
Yeah, and like you have Malfoy in there, and he's straight calling Hermione another person of color in the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's calling a muggle with that hard ER in there.
He's throwing the hard R. Watch out for that. That's we just need to get to a spot where the optics have reverted back to like 90s level optics, and we might be okay. But we'll take a look at this. We'll keep you guys posted on news as it comes up. And I really want to look into what they're front loading. I really want to know if it got the Rings of Power treatment. We need to uncover that.
Yeah, we do.
Cool.
Investigative journalist King Z on site,
on the ground. Cool. Does the Oracle have the next trailer ready to go?
Right now she does not. It might take us a second to get it going. So discuss amongst yourself. Why do we drive on a parkway but park on a driveway?
Oh Jesus, Oracle, get the meds away from this guy quick, ASAP. This show's going nowhere. Pape asked, is Snape of my blood, or was he pure blood? No, he was not.
Yeah, that's why he was the half-blood prince.
That's why he was the half-blood prince, exactly. Brian says, I don't care for complete run-by-run of every subplot in the adaptation. And honestly, dude, you can't get it because they're only going to give you 10 episodes. There's zero chance they can adapt effectively everything from a 330-page book. And season 1, book 1 is the shortest of the 12 or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think
it is the shortest book.
I don't think seeing the subplot where Hermione organizing spew is really needed in film with Goblet of Fire. Probably not. It would just distract from the main plot of the story when it was so. Probably. I think you're right. And again, that's adaptations, but adaptations are tricky, but really all they have to do is respect source. You can leave things by the wayside, but you have to hit the important points, and you can't defecate all over shit people love. You see what I did there, King?
Mm-hmm.
Defecate over shit. I was just making sure you were still paying attention.
You
have to keep the core plot beats, the main through line, and you'll be fine. So they can absolutely ditch out a couple of subplots and things like that. The Oracle is out of the building. All right, no worries.
Yeah,
but this could be disastrous.
We're having behind the scenes technical difficulties. This will be taken care of here shortly.
No worries.
She is working diligently to make sure we have the stuff we need.
Take it. Pape says, I went to the bookstore and asked where I could find the Deathly Hallows Part 2. So there's that. Yeah.
About
that. It's just one book.
It's just one book. It's just
they went all Mockingjay, Catching Fire. That
was the whole
Mockingjay 1 and 2.
Yeah, that was the whole
in the last book. Twilight that too. Remember?
Yeah, Twilight
banged out that 4th book. Bastards.
Yeah.
They like to play loosey goosey. The Hobbit did the same stupid shit too. They took one small book, They made it into 3 damn movies. It was
3
crazy.
movies.
3
And I'm
movies.
counting was it the 5 armies or something? What was the
Battle of
fifth
Battle of the Five the humans, the dwarves, the goblins, the eagles showed up, and the elves.
But the Eagles aren't an army. They're the Air Force at the best.
I don't know, man. They're just like short range army fighters. I don't know. They got some shit.
But I did want to confirm that it is an 8-episode run, season 1 of Harry Potter.
Brian, to your point, I think you're safe in not getting the play-by-play. But I think you're right, dude. I think that to get people back on board, they were a little ahead of the curve. They were telling people, listen, we're seeing what everybody else is doing. We see what's happening over at Trek and Doctor Who. Maybe we're just gonna avoid all that nonsense, stick to source, and give you guys what you're willing to pay us monthly subscription fees for. You know, because HBO Max isn't going to give you all 8 episodes of this sumbitch on day one. Like we just watched a year ago, Penguin. We had to string along 2.5 months to get Penguin done. It was worth every minute. But they're going to do the same thing here. So you're going to be in for a penny one way or another. Pape, I got them all. I named them all. Pape's down there telling me about a Battle of the 5 Armies. Like I didn't just name them off the top of my head. Shit. I got them all. But we move gears when we get the tech stuff resolved. The King and I were going to take a look at Supergirl, because I think not that I think the Harry Potter crew is in panic mode over the trailer, you know, being slightly positive to negative. I think they should be more concerned, honestly. I didn't mention this before. Dude, this thing's only got like 9 million views in like a week on that trailer. I would have thought that would have done gangbusters because to Pape's point, it's like the largest or one of the largest fan bases out there right now. Right? Where are all the people that are hyped and watching this trailer? You know, we get trailers for like a Mario movie that get like 30 million views in like 15 seconds. We have trailers that drop on the Super Bowl get replayed ad infinitum, like for Doomsday. You know, they get hundreds of millions of views, it feels like, in minutes. Why doesn't the Harry Potter trailer have, 2 billion views already? Maybe it's just not close enough to game time. But that's I guess that's something they have to take into consideration, because functionally there was nothing wrong with the trailer. It looks like Harry Potter. It felt a little bit like it. He's an abused kid living underneath the stairs, gets the magic letter, bada bing, bada boom, you're at wizarding school.
So the pilot, after doing a little research here, I told you I'm an investigative reporter.
There it
is.
Do
you know when it's dropping?
No, hit me.
Christmas.
Yeah, of course, it's Christmas. That's what they should do. That's absolutely what they should do. Ivan said a second ago, 8 episodes is still a joke. 10 would be even better, like Star Wars. And we're old school, dude. Like we're from seasons of television, like we've said before, like we said
22, 23 episodes.
Exactly. So you can get away with a dopey music, like again, to do the Buffy thing here. Like you can get away with doing a dopey musical episode. That's actually pretty good on Buffy, though. You know what I mean? When you've got 23 episodes and you're not tripping all over yourselves to get your 8 episode major story arc done. You got time to wiggle room around with these characters and get to know them, get to develop them, get to see what they're like not on the bridge of the ship. And that's what made those characters endearing. That's why the King and I can cite to you crap that happened on TNG from like 1992, like it just happened. Because for us, we were there for so long.
And then there's also
those people do become part of you.
Syndication.
And then there's that. Brian says, do you think the Harry Potter series will last 7 seasons going to be canceled? Dude, I don't know that it'll be canceled, but I think it's biting off a more they can probably realistically chew. I mean, John Lithgow is going to be like 148 years old by the time Goblet of Fire hypothetically rolls around.
Well, I mean, if you remember back to the movies, the original Dumbledore did pass away before the third movie, and they had to replace Dumbledore in the third movie.
That's what I mean. And the same thing, let's look at what we know about streaming series in particular. And I'm not even going to dump specifically on Stranger Things because of like writer strikes and COVID, but those are real things. So if you've got these kids signed to like a 7-season deal and they're 10 now, you guys can't churn out a season a year like it's old network television. If Game of Thrones can't do it, you can't do it.
If they,
know?
I believe they could do it if they go with what Daredevil Born Again is doing. Or when they release it, they start filming immediately.
But you know what? That's never been Disney does that. Disney does that fairly frequently. HBO, as we've seen them on Max for their streaming, we've never seen them do that. That's why there's been 48 years between Game of Thrones things that come out. That's why people want Night of the Seven Kingdoms is actually a return to that. They're talking about getting the next season that off the ground like next fall. And that would be a return to that kind of format. But historically, we're looking at 18 months to 2 years in between seasons. So by the time this show is done, these kids are going to be 30. I just don't, it doesn't work that way unless they do it like you're saying, King, where you just literally just run these kids, like how they did the Fellowship movies. Like, hey, we're moving to New Zealand for 3 years. We're going to make them. Everybody buckle up. We'll see you in 3 years. That's the only way they can get it done.
Yeah, film all of it at one time, the entire run of all of them, and then cut them up into seasons.
Yeah, the Oracle has it right here. They already said it's not going to be a season year, and it can't because it's streaming. They do not have the recipe for that, and so I think they're biting off a lot more they can chew, and I think they got a pie in the sky situation here with ever even imagining that it could have been like that.
So we're going to get Midlife Crisis Harry Potter by Deadly Hallows.
Like second divorce, Mike and Elle. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I haven't just commented on Paradise, but we have to watch Paradise, so no spoilers. I'm pretty sure we're going to get around to that. I've just ended season 2, and while I like the 8 episodes, it's just not it. They spent too much time on a boring storyline, and it was longer. If it was a longer season, I probably wouldn't have minded it. Exactly. You have to pick your battles with the 8, 9, 10 episode format. You don't have time for filler. You do not. I don't care how great the individual filler episode is. I'm going to reference the Last of Us bullshit. We haven't done that in a while, dude. The flashback episode won 50 awards, and it moved the story forward, not a foot. It was a complete waste of time for that franchise in 8 episodes to just take a detour and do something with 2 characters that never came back.
Yeah,
you know, it was there just for the awards. That's it. And that's all the shows that are on streaming. That's Wednesday. That's Stranger Things. That's Starfleet Academy, to your point. Ivan, you just mentioned Percy Jackson, the Olympians. Yeah, Percy's supposed to, they're still supposed to be 13. Dude, Percy looks like he's about 26 years old. He's run through a couple of cycles of steroids based on that season 3 trailer that we saw at the end of season 2. Dude's pretty yoked for a kid. Going to the prom or whatever they were doing. They remember that scene? That shit was crazy. He's like, I'm here to pick her up for the dance. Like, that ain't Percy Jackson. What the fuck just happened?
I've come for your daughter.
I'll have her back by 12, bro. Like that's pretty much what he sounds like. Harry shows up to Hogwarts with the 5 o'clock shadow and 3 kids, a divorce, a boat, and a bad attitude. Fact. That's your show. That's season 3.
A broom that keeps breaking down that he's trying to hold together.
He's refinanced it 3 times. The rate's up to 32%. Yeah, it sounds about right. That sounds about right. So we were going to do Supergirl, and I just wanted to catch King up on my reading because I did pick up because I heard, and I don't know so much that it is now, just based on the trailer, that it's based largely on Tom King's Woman of Tomorrow run.
Yep.
I'm about 15, 20 pages into it. It's nothing special that I've seen so far. It's not bad. But I think outside of like Drunk Supergirl, I don't know so much that they're going with that story because it seems more like she gets stranded somewhere, doesn't have her ship, and has a tag along that she's working for, kind of thing. But I don't think that movie's it.
From what I'm hearing, this is Guardians of the Galaxy replaced in DC.
Yeah. Guardians 4. And I watched a little bit of the trailer earlier, and like it feels exactly like that. It's like it has all the above. It's got the broken hero, it's got the found family, it's got the adorable sidekick, it's got the adorable pet. There's a shot of her, if the Oracle gets it loaded, we'll take a look. There's a shot of her in the cockpit of the ship, and there's like posters taped on to like the computer panels behind it. It feels totally not done by James Gunn at all, like every other thing. It feels exactly like that. It's got stupid period specific pop. Man, that's his move, with the soundtrack, I guess. Like that was cool in Guardians. That's another trope now in and of itself, I think. The music. Yeah, see, that's what I heard, but maybe I got to read the whole thing, but I don't think Lobo is in that the book I picked up. But we'll take a look. The Supergirl comic is relatively dark, so don't go expecting joke. I don't know, man. It's the trailer makes it not look that way.
It looks like joke after joke.
Right.
All right, so we ready for the trailer?
Let me just read paper real quick. They needed to do the evil Supergirl storyline where she is Darkseid's thrall. Dude, okay, that'd have been interesting. Better taking a look at that. But I'm still going to read the book. I bought the book. I'll check it out. I'll give you an honest review on it. Listen, if it's the best thing I've ever read, if it's the best comic I've read in years, I'll tell you flat out, hey, I hope this is what the movie is. But going into it, I'm not thinking it's going to be any better than Superman, which I think I rated a 6. We'll see. King, roll it. Do it.
Hey, I was just touching base to see when you think you might be coming back. You know, I'm just worried that you're not going to find
That's
your
the voice of
stride here
Superman.
if you keep going off-world all the time, Kara. I'm worried you're not going to find your people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Clark.
I don't have people.
I have no people.
Sky lasers. Last days of Krypton
Home
kind
is
of
wherever
thing.
you are, buddy.
Not Krypton, they're city. Yeah, see? That's without poster in the background.
Crypto and I at least had each other. Honestly, I thought we were lucky.
Maybe that's just trailer music
And
and not
look,
score music.
almost by definition runs out. What can I do?
That's actually,
The Brickens carry the antidote on that person.
all right.
He has 3 days.
This does look a little bit more like what I've read a little bit of, especially the bow and arrow part.
It's the crime of the Yellow Hills.
Okay,
Murdered
that's
my
Miller.
innocent family.
You killed your father who didn't put up the fight. That's kind of the point.
Just do what I say. And don't die. This does not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
For you.
Stop. You're hurting my head.
Now I want to see if Lobo's Lobo's are always cool. Good with that.
Revenge. It won't take your pain away.
I wonder if this movie makes money just because Jason Momoa was in it doing Lobo shit.
Oh, that's the end of the download there.
That was
all we got.
enough. That was enough to give me the vibe. I'm sure there's more. I was just going to say coming June or whatever. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Okay. All right. Well, okay. What do you think, man? What do you think? The main man. That's right. That's right, Ivan. Ivan knows his comics. I like that.
It
You don't know
looks
Trek,
like
you know his
any
comics.
every other one of these type of stories. It just, instead of like the dying grandmother, the dying wife, it's the dog this time. In 3 days, that puts that
Clock.
ticking time bomb underneath the table. So I
Ivan's right.
don't know. It's all going to have to go to like how well they portray the story. That's what's all going to come down to, where we're going to see. I think she's doing a fantastic job playing that kind of that broken Kryptonian, because she has like nobody. She's not gripping that her and Clark are the last of the Kryptonians. So it could be really fun. And from what we saw in the teaser trailer, where it looked like it was joke after joke after joke. But I mean, like, even the lines were cliche. You said it before she said it, was like, this was like not going to end well for you guys.
I think it's obvious setup. Ivan pointed out this is all from the comic issue, Crypto getting hurt and everything. He's right. That's in like the first 20 pages of Woman of Tomorrow. So I mean, maybe they got some source and they are sticking to it, and it's not necessarily a mashup of 2 or 3 different runs, which I think would be even more confusing to anybody that was legitimately interested in seeing this because they're fans of the character. I think for me, it's exactly like you said, dude. I don't think I'd have been interested in this at all if it was based on a run of Supergirl where she was basically just younger girl, Clark Kent, Superman, like Big Blue, like chipper, upbeat, hopeful. Like, no, you can show me a different version because I just had that like a month ago. You know what I mean? Like we just did Superman. So if you got a different take or a different version of a character that has similar powers, similar background, family connection, whatever, I'm down for that. I'll take a look at that. Now, where do I think this movie lands in terms of like top superhero movies of all times? Probably near the bottom, honestly, because I think this movie is will be largely a product of its time, and that even if it's based on a book, it's still Tom King stuff, and that's typically a little bit divisive amongst folks, as I understand it. and it's still 2026. We're still coming out of that period where things are laden with the message and agenda, like Brian was talking about. Even if it's only sprinkled in, they're so ham-fisted with the sprinkle that the sprinkle slaps you in the face. So there's almost no way around that. So it's sooner or later there's going to be a scene in this movie, like we know, like the first trailer we got that annoyed the fuck out of me, with Crypto peeing on Superman's picture in the newspaper. I'm like, dude, that's intentional. It's intentionally done to elicit the response in guys like us. We're like, dude, that would have been funny in 1995 when it hasn't been a steady diet of everything you love being burned and salted. You know? So there's going to be a point in this movie where Superman does show up, or there is a male character in it, and she completely just shits on him. And it'll probably be for no reason, and it probably won't come with an apology or a lesson learned or a fucking mutual elevation of character or teamwork or anything like that. It'll just be her being right, and it'll be annoying. Will it be as bad as the Marvels? Will it box off $138 million? No, it'd probably hit 500, 550, I bet. What do you think?
Because of its release and not really going up against anything when it's released, I think it will be, I'd say right around about 500 to 600 million that it will pull in, unless the word of mouth gets really bad on opening weekend, and then I could see it barely making 100, kind of like The Bride.
Yeah, I did that. That was a dumpster. That was an absolute dumpster. But superhero movies aren't immune. Like I just mentioned, the Marvels. I remember people were chomping at the bit to go in and destroy it. So I mean, at least it had the hate watch thing going for it. I think at this point, people largely just don't care. I think people are at least they're lukewarm on DCU to begin with, right? Superman,
they're lukewarm on superhero films to begin with,
and by extension, I think DCU even more, because I think we're still at the head scratching phase of the DCU. Like we did Creature Commandos, and we did Peacemaker, and we did Superman. I'm like, okay, well, I only know one of those three things, right? And then the follow up to that is Supergirl, which I know distantly. Okay, so I'm going in. I don't hate it. Like I knew I was going to hate the Marvels. That the writing on the wall was there. 6 projects leading into that. There was no way around not liking that movie. It was going to suck, and it did. This, I want to be optimistic. I'm going to finish reading the book. I'll let you know what I think there, but I'm not sure this is the kind of movie that's setting them up to do some heavy lifting when there isn't a Batman in DCU, when there isn't a Wonder Woman in DCU, when there's not a Justice League movie in DCU, and when there wasn't a banger first outing for Superman in DCU. Like this movie needs to shoulder a lot, and I just don't think it's. I don't think he's him.
As a second installment of a brand new universe, I don't think it was the proper one, unless you're really trying to build the expanded universe of like all the other planets. For some reason, because a lot of people said that they're trying to do based on the old look of the costumes and everything, and was the Justice Friends or whatever. They decided on that one with
Justice Society or whatever it was.
Yeah, Justice Society. They're going with that. That they're going with the was it the Gods and Monsters storyline. So I don't know why they would go with this one as the second installment when they're trying to build something. I would, and I know they probably. What was that? Looking better than Superman. I always thought Lobo was a dumb character, but he's such a beloved character. So many people love him, and like Jason Momoa looks like him without the makeup on. So that it was just perfect cast. It's much better than him cast than Aquaman. The only reason he was cast is Aquaman, so he would get people to come watch Aquaman movies.
Yeah. Facts.
Because I'm not watching some dude who could talk to fish. I'm just not.
That's why they went with the Momoa route. The day that guy got hired to be Khal Drogo on Game of Thrones, somebody was already like, "This dude's gonna be Lobo in 10 years." Like that's where we're heading in that direction. Make a couple phone calls, make that happen.
Yeah,
but he is a beloved character for sure. Lobo.
Yeah, I mean, until Drogo, he was always like the strong henchman in the movie. Yeah. He was never really up front. Then he did Drogo, and then he had that movie with Stallone where they did the axe fight, which was pretty cool.
I don't even remember that one, but yeah, for sure, he's been on the rise, and people like him. We'll see how it goes. But I don't know, like you said, I don't think this movie's cut out to do the heavy lifting that I think James Gunn hoped it would do. I think that's we were what did we do in that rumor a few months ago where the original title for this was Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they just cut it to Supergirl.
And they just cut it to Supergirl, and then they might retroactively add that subtitle Man of Tomorrow back over to they'll add it over to Superman for his second film.
Because his originally one was supposed to be Superman Legacy.
Right. And the titles go through evolutions for sure. Pape says, I like Aquaman, had a bunch of the comics. God bless you, Pape. And somebody had to buy him.
Somebody.
It was you.
Somebody had to love him.
And that just that fits the trope. That's found family, man. Everybody's got a like. You can like Aquaman. Ivan can like Starfleet Academy. We're all still friends. Everybody's the video description says all are welcome. That's not just some bullshit in the video description. Everybody can be here. Like, that's fine with me.
I'd like to hear the other side of the fan base that actually like some of these lesser characters or characters that you just don't care for. Like, oh, can you get this person off screen yet? And some people like that's their favorites. Like, why?
Dude.
Enlighten me on why you like them, and maybe it might change my mind.
I'm telling you, somebody somewhere is disappointed that Hawkeye is not going to be having a big role as an Avenger in Doomsday. You know what I mean? Somebody, there's a Hawkeye.
I love Jeremy Renner.
I was talking about you. Dude, I admit that's who I was talking about. Shit, that's exactly who I was talking about.
For some reason, him and Arrow, the Green Arrow, are like two of my favorite characters. It probably has to do with them using bows and arrows. That's just me.
Robin Hood. Third favorite. I can't wait till season 2 of that rolls around. Hopefully, we'll see. Pape says, would love to see DC dig deep. Travis Morgan, the Warlord, would be cool to see on the big screen. Travis Morgan, the Warlord. I don't remember that character. I have to go take a look at that.
Yeah, I am not too familiar of the DC universe outside of pretty much Batman. Yeah.
I got your Justice League knowledge, your basics covered, but deep cuts, I need to go take a look at. But I agree with you, dude. I think that with the right stewardship, again, dude, I hate. God, do I hate having to do this, but like giving credit where credit is due. But I guess it's pre-Disney Marvel, so we can give it to them. But like the originators, the Favreaus of the original MCU, the Phase 1, like they based it all around Iron Man. Mm-hmm. Iron Man was nobody's favorite character in the 80s and 90s, dude. Nobody's.
But RDJ picked up that banner.
Saying. So they had an idea that there was an idea once. To cue the music like the Avengers theme. That was cool. When you have an idea like that, you can get away with doing not the Iron Man's deep cut, but you can at least get into the weeds a little bit, and you don't have to base something around Spider-Man or Batman. You know what I mean? Or Superman or the X-Men. You really can. If you just have to find something that has a worthwhile story to bring to the big screen. Pape's now like Iron Man was a monthly poll. Of course he was. Iron Man and Aquaman. He was cool before it was cool, everybody.
Well, actually, I didn't get into Iron Man. Like I was an X-Men Spider-Man person. That was my two main titles that I read. But after the movie came out, I had that Marvel X, and I started reading some of the older Iron Man and some of the older Incredible Hulks. And like they had some good stories. Like Incredible Hulk was one of my favorites because of the TV series with Lou Ferrigno and
Bill Bixby.
Bill Bixby.
I got you, homie. I got you. Solid. Ivan says Momoa's second live action Lobo just rocks. I love Krypton's Lobo, but Momoa is literally the main dude. 100%. Born to play the role. 100% born to play the role. My only monthly polls back that was an Image Kid. That was an edgy Image Kid. So I have boxes and boxes of Image titles: Spawn, Shadowhawk, Savage Dragon, all that stuff.
Well, before
I loved those.
Before McFarlane left to make Spawn, he was an X-Men penciler.
And Spider-Man, wasn't he a lead guy on Spider-Man?
I'm not sure Spider-Man. I do know he was X-Men because he's the one who invented the cool way Archangel's wings looked that everybody copied. He's the one who invented that.
Nice. So comics have always had a place for me. Pape says Legion of Superheroes were the best. The Great Darkness Saga, one of the best story arcs ever written. I'll take a look at that.
Yeah. I tried to jump into DC when they did the New 52. And they do those relaunches, the one I liked when I jumped on was Earth 2, where all the legacy superheroes killed themselves or like died trying to save Earth. And then there was like the passing of the mantle to all these new heroes.
They did that. They just had another relaunch with the last year. It's Absolute. Matter of fact, I have I just picked up Absolute Batman's first trade. Like they put the first 20 of them together or whatever. So I hadn't read any of those things. I'm gonna take a look at those.
Yeah, a lot of people like they lost their way with the new 52.
But that's what happens. But they do those relaunches exactly for the same reason that there's like season wipes and like arc raiders. You get people back into the game with a fresh start, at a fresh jump off point where they can ignore most of canon if they want. Be like, no, that's contained on that timeline that happened before. So now these things, this is our jump off point. So everything makes sense for new people to jump in. But the problem is, again, like the Harry Potter talk, you can alienate people doing that. If you make a large deviation from what is the establishment, even if you declare it like a new line, people get pissed. Like there's just some things you can't change. Like they should be like Spider-Verse. They're just fixed points. You just can't mess with them too much, you know? We're at a crossroads here. We're at an hour. We can do Shadowlords, or we can sit on that till next week if you want when the show actually starts. That might not be the idea.
Okay.
We got Backrooms. I don't think that if we could bang that out quick. I don't know if the Oracle had that either. Is your internet still crap? We don't have that one either.
Yeah, we have it.
Okay, we could run that, and then if you want to talk about the movie you guys saw, and I'll just mention They Will Kill You, because I did get out to that today.
All right.
Get out to that. So yeah.
So here comes Backrooms.
Abrupt segue into a horror movie trailer.
I found something.
A24
in the store.
Yeah, I thought I said that earlier. I knew it was somebody known.
What did you find?
Hey, Snape.
Could be.
Place.
No, that is him.
I don't know the guy without the long hair, man.
I found a place.
Is that Papa? I don't think that's him, dude. I could be wrong.
No, I was wrong. Oh. Every time I saw his picture, this is who I thought of that it was.
Hello?
And see, I want this to have like an existential dread kind of feeling to it. I don't want it to have a bunch of loud ass stinger sounds, you know.
Look, I know how this sounds, but you gotta understand, it's massive.
Jump me out of my seat.
I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Okay, I'm gonna come back here with proof.
If he's like in and out to the real world, that's
Follow
good.
my lead.
Clark, what is this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've been there every night since I found the place, and I still barely scratched the surface. All right, just take it slow.
Yeah, see, this is...
Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up! What do you see? All these rooms. This place builds them.
See, I want this to be my
It's like a
undertone.
maze. It just goes on and on.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Clark, can you hear me? I don't understand. What is this?
It looks straight up weird.
It's beautiful. Am I right?
Hello?
See, just stay weird. Like, stay weird. Oh, good, it's right around the corner. And see, and we need the Oracle to correct me, because I don't remember if she identified the origin of that earlier. Like, is it a old creepypasta that got adapted to a movie, or it's like something from SCP? Like, it's an internet thing. Like, it's a short story from somewhere, right? And it hit that kind of viral notoriety that ended up getting adoption. Like, this is the kind of horror movie that I think I'm down for going forward for a little while. Like stuff like Undertone, even though it didn't hit perfectly. Like, I want low budget stuff, but I don't want low budget, loud sound because we can't creatively devise tension or suspense. Because the loud sound thing is just a startle response. Any asshole can clap loud and get you to look at a sound, you know? Like, that's easy. Oh, there we go. Oracle says viral 4chan post. Okay, cool. I had a feeling it was something like that. Initially, just it was with the stacked chairs, I think, in the middle of the room. But as my 10-year-old explained it to me, which concerns me, That it has they've made games out of it on Roblox that are like running simulators away from like ghosts and monsters and crap like that. So that's how Winter Wolf Pup knows it. But I think that's like where you get a lot of off the wall horror stuff, like even stuff that's now like commercialized and kind of junkish, like Slenderman and things like that. Like that's creepypasta stuff. Jeff the Killer, The Rake, like those are creepypastas that go back like 20 years, where at least it's just some kid, in a high school or in a college that just wanted to write a story and wrote it. And it's new, it's fresh, it's their idea. It's not Friday the 13th, part 37, time travel versus dinosaurs or some shit. So I'm up for more of these low budget things. And honestly, King, we talk about box office budget and dollars and marketing all the time here. We're not money guys. We give you the high level view. I think that's all Hollywood's got left, dude. They got to take on the horror model and apply it to like cross genre.
And they're not going to. They're not going to do stuff like that.
Nope. Except for A24, because I mean they've got that shit in the bag where they literally probably just scroll 4chan and fucking creepypasta and shit. And
yeah, A24 is going the same route as Blumhouse did, where they just throw out 100 different movies and one of them's going to make their money back for all of them.
I think that's the way to go, especially with horror, where you can do creepy, horrifying things in low budget situations with proper use of lighting and score and basics. You just got an empty room with a pile of furniture. You get some dude walking around it, looking at it skeptically with the right tones in the background. That's scary. Like that works, And
like A24 started off with like action films to begin with. They didn't start off in the horror genre at first. Like they had that one where it was like 27 blocks or something like that, where it had Mark Wahlberg and he had to escort someone to the airport.
Yep. But again, I think the bean counters over there are probably like, we can make that for 50 million and we need to make 125 to see a worthwhile profit on it. Or, we could do this horror movie for 30 and only, not market it too much. And, we clean up at like 70 million. I'm thinking of the anti version of that movie was that abortion of a film Sony put out, Until Dawn. Like the biggest fucking disappointment of my movie year last year was Until Dawn. Like, dude, how did you take such an awesome concept from the game that had a built-in slasher horror movie story and screw that up? Like, how did you do that? You found a way. Congrats.
Found a way.
You had one job. One.
And what's up with these movies when it's like it gets to that part talked about like Until Dawn where the bad guy just kind of blows up?
Oh my god, dude, the bad guy blowing up thing is the same thing as like sky lasers in space. It's the same shit. Like I'm just over it. I don't care.
I mean, you could trace it all the way back to the Kingsman when like everyone's heads blew up into like confetti.
Like enough. Like to do something new. So I don't know. I'm down for the Backrooms. I have to pre-scout it though because I know my kid's gonna ask if he can come with. We're going to need a rating on that. And maybe that's like a second weekend situation, because he wanted to see, because he knows who Markiplier is, because Markiplier's had goofy videos around for forever. So kids have just been around that kind of crap. It's a giant YouTube channel. It's not that big. It's only like 40 million subscribers. It's nothing. But he wanted to see Iron Lung. And I'm like, no, no shot. Don't care because you're going to be really bored by like the one man show and the one set. Or it's gonna be like it's gonna be like Event Horizon horrible, and you're not supposed to see that shit when you're 10.
Yeah,
sorry, we're gonna do some responsible parenting here. Not like us, the kingmakers, dude. The Oracle knows what's up. Exactly right. Yeah. So all right, well that was Backrooms. We're gonna hold Maul until next week, guys. But that does start April the 6th on Disney Plus. What up, Isaac? That does start next week. We're probably gonna take a look. It is animated. We don't watch a whole lot of animated stuff here. I think the last and only thing I think we reviewed that was animated was K-pop Demon Hunters. I think. I don't think we've ever. Oh, Terminator. We did Terminator.
Yep, we did the Terminator. Yep.
What was that called? Terminator.
Zero something.
Something like that. I was going to say Salvation, but no, that's not right. 0 Hour, something like that. Zero Dawn. I don't remember. It was just Terminator 0. Who cares? It was pretty good. They're not bringing that back though. That's big sad.
Well, I mean, we're about to get Godzilla 0, so
-0.
-0. That's right.
So what's the next one after that? If it's Godzilla -1 and then Godzilla -0, is it Godzilla?
There is no
one?
next one. This is the end.
There's always an excellent. Oracle says it was Terminator 0. Cool. We'll take that. So yeah, we don't watch a lot of animated stuff here, but we're gonna take a look at it because it's a Star Wars thing, and we're contractually obligated to cover all Star Wars stuff, even if it's bad.
They need to start filling up on their end of the bargain and give us something good to watch.
Seriously, I mean, it's been about 30 years, but
they're about in contract default.
Breach of contract.
That's it.
Yeah, we can make it a contract year. Be like, listen, we're not going to go see Mando and Grogu if you don't get to step in. Because, dude, I keep forgetting that shit's coming out. I was coming out
next month,
dude. I was coming out of They Will Kill You Today, and I walked right by the giant cardboard cutout thing of Mando and Grogu, and I'm like, I don't care. I just don't. Pape says, can you actually have a -0? I don't think that's possible. I mean, they got a 600-foot giant lizard running around smashing Tokyo. Your call. I think all bets are off on that.
Yes, it's called Absolute Zero.
Called Absolute. Oh, snap. That's a great title. Even on drugs, the King's still just firing titles out there. I love it. Pape says, should be Mando and Baby Yoda. Dude, Mando and Baby Yoda would be the only title that would be acceptable at this point. But I just don't care.
I do like the look of the poster though. The old school style of the poster.
It's retro.
Yeah, I would give them props on that. The poster looks good.
It's retro in the same. I get the weird connection to make, but it's retro in the same way that when I turn on Arc Raiders, like that's retro. Like I get the same vibe from it, which is cool. The movie's still gonna blow. I think I'm more stoked, infinitely more stoked, especially after Project Hail Mary for Starfighter. I'm not saying that's gonna save the franchise either, but I'm down for like if this is a serious movie, serious dramatic attempt at like a Star Wars movie. It's not going to be Mando and Grogu. That's just a two episode banger on the big screen.
Yeah, Baby Yoda would have been so much better.
Yeah, Grogu was a dumb name. If we're being, dude, you don't even need to be honest about that. That's just objectively true. I remember when they revealed that, I was like, "It's what? Like, why? Just keep to have be the child. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need a fucking name. Doesn't need to be there after season 1."
I guess they got tired. They needed a name to put on the toy box.
True. The child. Mommy, I want the child. Maybe you don't want that.
Yeah. The Google search, the child. You might get something you might not want to look at.
You might end up on a couple watch lists. That's what you might end up with. Be careful with that. But yeah, you guys got out to a movie on Sunday. You know, let the folks know about it.
We'll talk. We got out to a movie. This movie is actually on the Hulu.
The Hulu?
It's on the Hulu.
Right.
That's right. Hulu original, starring Vince Vaughn and some other people.
Okay, narrows it down.
Yeah,
those other guys.
It was the guy who's in Hop and the Sonic movies.
Jim Carrey.
That guy.
Yeah. Wait, isn't that the voice of Dresden?
No, that's Masterson.
No, it's Marsden. Hold on. You sure it's not Matthew Marsden? Hold on. Hold on.
Pause.
Yeah, hold on. We're live. Matt Marsden. Blah, 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 blah. Resident Evil, Transformers, Black Hawk Down. Maybe it wasn't Matt Marsden. James. Is that the guy? Maybe it is the guy.
James Marsden.
Oh, it is James Marsden. That's Marsden. You're right. James Paul Marsden's in Sonic. He's the donut guy, the cop. Sonic's dad. Who played? But continue your discussion.
So, what this movie is, it is a take on time travel when you get one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you want. No, I'm just sorry. So what happens is a dude from a gang gets out of prison, and there's a rat who got him into prison. So they're trying to hunt him down. And then there's a lot of other fun and stuff happening where it's like dude's cheating with this other dude's wife. So he sets him up to be the rat. And then you get the time travel part in it. Starts off real great. It's a fun movie. It's a comedy. But it does have some points where it really touches you and has some good story behind it of like regretting your actions just because you're angry at one point doesn't mean you need to go scorched earth.
True.
Because you will regret your decision, especially if the other person's really close to you. I'm not trying to spoil it. I would say go watch it on the Hulus. It is funny. Vince Vaughn's at the top of his game because once again, Vince Vaughn plays Vince Vaughn, but he plays him twice.
Nice. Nice little pickup then. Like you said, it's on the Hulu.
On the
Definitely
Hulu.
worth it there. What the Oracle says. This also, I lost it. There's also many mentions to the TV show Gilmore Girls. Well, I'm out.
Yes.
I'm good. I no longer need to see this movie because those Easter eggs would be lost.
And it has that one guy in it, the bad guy, really cool voice. He was in, he just got his Walk of Fame for his voice acting too.
Robert Englund.
No.
I don't know. I was just picking a name at random. So Mark Hamill
Here in just a second.
He just got a star, didn't he? I feel like
Keith Davis.
Okay. There you go. So while the King and the Oracle were hanging out at home on the Hulus, I dragged my ass out to the theater today. Well, one of the movies from our 2026 hype list, They Will Kill You. I wish I stayed home. That's it. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Dude, it was strange. It's exactly like the trailer. Oh, Keith David. Got you.
Keith David. That's right. Keith David. Yep. I said Davis.
Yeah, banger voice actor and an actor in general. It's exactly what the trailer shows you. It's Kill Bill meets Ready or Not. But Ready or Not is a superior, that kind of movie, and Kill Bill is a superior fight movie. It's odd. It's got a bunch of tonal whiplash. You're following Zazie Bates as she's stuck in a hotel. That's the whole new satanic cult. All that's in the trailer. They tried to bolt on some backstory where she's there to rescue her sister, who she's estranged from because she's been locked up for 10 years. And when she gets out, she's told sister's been taken to the cult hotel kind of thing. So it's like a rescue mission. All of this stuff is just dropped on you in like the first 10 minutes. There's no lead up to how she's trained to fight, how she is basically the bride from Kill Bill with no background, no explanation, no flashback, no nothing. And then it progressively just gets weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder until the end, where they completely throw out their entire in-house rules to give you an ending where the heroine walks away with everything she wants, which I thought was, again, just weird. There's not really any stakes. You're never really under the impression that she's in any danger. It also, like we were talking about earlier about optics of things, I feel like this movie might have been written 7-8 years ago at post 2016, post Trump won. Every single white person in this movie is a bad guy. Every black person is a hero. There are 2 interracial couples in the movie, and the white person is the bad guy in both of them. So it just came across as a little odd. Zazie Bates is okay. She's kind of funny. She does the best that they give her to work with. It felt like somebody used a chat GPT prompt that said, write a horror movie that combines the plot of Ready or Not with the action and the dialogue of Kill Bill. Focus on the Tarantino dialogue. And then it's not that. Like, it's Temu version all around. Like, characters say things that are so far removed from what you think that person would say or how they would say something in the situation that they're in, that it just felt weird. Like, and then for some reason the final battle involves I don't want to ruin it, but it involves really weird CGI and a pig's head. That's all I'm going to say on that. 4 out of 10, dude. Don't waste your time. Not even on streaming. Just go watch Ready or Not 2 again. That would be my advice.
It sounds a lot like Ready or Not 2 because it has to do, her sister is in it, unlike the first Ready or Not where it was just her.
Yes, this is They Will Kill You.
Yes.
It was just odd. I was expecting a more straightforward, like, this is just a chick that takes a job at the hotel. It's the home of a satanic cult. She has to, get her way out. And then the twist is that because she's been to prison, she's got some brass to her, like Ready or Not, or what was the other one? You're Next. The girl, the survivalist girl who's trapped in the house with her psycho boyfriend's family, and they're all trying to kill her, but she knows like survivalist traps and she sets them up. Like that's the vibe I thought I was getting, but it shoots so far past that, almost into like parody of like Django Unchained territory. Like that's how weird it got down the stretch. And I'm like, you could have just made that movie where like she just doesn't roll over and die for the fucking cult, and then she like raid redemptions her way back down to the ground floor and escapes. Like that's the movie. Like make that the fucking movie. But like you've got this weird angle where like the cult members can't die because they're protected by like this deal they did. Like they all killed a person in the name of the Dark Lord, so they get eternal life. So even after this chick hacks off limbs or heads, dude, one of the bad guys takes a double barrel blast to the face and loses her head and grows it back like minutes later. So it's like it's absurd to the point that you can't feel danger because the tone they're going for is comical. Like they're not playing it serious. Like, holy shit, what do? I can't kill them. I can't run. What do I do? You know, like the Borg are intimidating on Trek because they're inevitable. Like resistance is futile. There's nothing you can do, and it's played seriously. Like this, their whole tone, they were going for that. They were going for it. They were going for like that jokey comedic tone, but like they also wanted you to be afraid for this character as she was moving through the building. I'm like, can't. It's too funny. You know? So yeah, 4 out of 10. They will kill you. Highly recommend not watching.
I didn't give a number rating to Mike. Nick,
feel free.
I would give it about a 5. It's right in the middle.
Okay.
It's entertaining if you want something to watch. But also this weekend, I did forget to bring this up. We did make it out to the theater, and we went and saw a documentary. We went and saw the AI doc.
How was that?
It was good. I liked it. It was about AI, and it was a guy trying to figure out if AI is going to help society or is it going to be the downfall of society? Is it here? Did the inventors know what they were doing when they introduced AI to the world? And by AI, I mean modern AI with GPTs and stuff like that. And they're all trying to go to AGLs is the ultimate goal of AI, where it could be completely automated. You give it a set number of tasks, and it gets it done for you. Like, I need you to send emails to these people, file this, please write me these 17 memos and have it on my desk by noon. And then you just fire and forget and let it happen, where it comes in where it replaces people. Like these will be literally replacing people's jobs. And like, I mean, some AI's already started to do that, but it's not this would be the mass unemployment line AI that they're trying to develop. So that was the through line through it. I think the way they did it was very artistic. It was a very fun documentary to watch. You don't hear that a lot when it comes to documentary.
No, you usually don't.
The doctor, the dude who's doing the documentary and his wife are talking through it. And one of the through lines that you find out probably about the second act is that they're having a child, and is now a good time to have a child because of AI. Like, will my kid have a job in the future, or will my kid, or will we be AI fodder and we'll all be dead and by the time he's in high school? So that was kind of the through line through it. But they did it in a very fun, artistic way, even with a false ending, which was really, I thought was amazing that they did that.
Don't spoil that because people might get to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the AI doc, I don't know if you wanted to go to theaters to see it. It should be out on streaming pretty simple. I think it only had like a 2 to 3 week run planned anyways for the theater release of the documentary. So I would go see it. And they got some big names in the AI world onto this documentary. Elon was supposed to do it, but then he got busy. And of course, Mr. Facebook himself declined to be on the participate.
Of course he did, because we're on to him. We know.
I mean, he's already data. He's a walking AI, so
we know, right? Positronic network, my ass. Anyway, yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm not a big doc guy, but I'm glad you had a good time with it. And I'm definitely not. I said this before, and I've said this a bunch of times. I think since like December. I think I'm just over like anything doom and gloom. Like if shit's gonna be doom and gloom, it's just gonna happen, and I'll just fucking cope with it when it happens to like my face. We'll do that, but I don't need to consume in my off time any more black pill doom and gloom material. I'm not into that. Like I'm reading a lot of older books. I'm watching a lot of older TV shows. Like I told you, I'm doing Buffy. I just did Andromeda. I'm not watching anything modern. If the new X-Files show comes out and it's fucking doom and gloom and there's no thrill to the adventure of investigating the cases, I'm out on that. You know what I mean? Like I'm good. I'm all set.
But it blends the doom and gloom with the positive side of what AI can do, and like how it can help us bring in a brighter new golden age of society. Fair.
But respect. Yeah, different. I'm just done. I'm good. I'm just all set with it. You know what I mean? I'll just be shooting robots on Xbox games or bugs on Xbox games. Working on some Crimson Desert. I don't know if the Kings are on Arc Raiders, but I think there's a big update today.
Yeah, it came out. Yesterday. Yesterday.
Little gaming minute right here.
Yeah, I have not had a chance to actually install it because yesterday we had a birthday dinner to go to, and then by the time we got home, it was just like, let's just get to bed because I had to be cut into today. So
for sure. Yeah, dude, give that a quick install. You know, I'm still working through stuff here. Yeah, dude, I think why don't we get out here and give people their evening back, King? I think we've usurped all of their time. So thank you everybody for FrostCast.
What about Daredevil?
Oh, dude, we'll do that separate, I guess, because it's like 10:30.
Okay.
I don't know.
So stay tuned. I will actually record the Daredevil double episode drop this week and have that to you hopefully before this weekend.
It just goes to show exactly how little I care about Daredevil season 2 that I forgot we even watched that. Ouch. Anyway,
so I actually watched a reel of someone who was part of the screening, and he says the first 3 episodes build up, but he said once you hit episode 4, you're on for a wild ride.
Yeah, don't listen. I hope
and
so.
He does some good reviews. I think I've sent you a couple of his stuff before when it comes to like horror stuff. And,
yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so he was the one who said it, and I'm starting to trust him. Like he's building that trust in me with his reviews. Just I see a little of the things that he sees eye to eye with.
Yeah, those are the only reviews worth watching, honestly. I don't. Well, like I said, we're gonna finish. We'll finish the season out. We'll take a look. But like Ivan was saying earlier, and like how I've said a million times, you've said the same thing. When you only have 8 episodes, you almost have to kind of use you're going to use the background for 3 minutes. All right. I mean, you made it. I guess you may as well. You don't have time to screw around. And it's, I was bored this time with both episodes. There's one good fight scene in each one. The ending of episode 3 with like the big cathartic release of people, I'll say. I honestly just did not care. But we'll get into that deep. That's a little trailer for how we're going to cover Daredevil. We'll get that out to you guys. But until then, good night, Warden Prime. Our pleasure. King's going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. And we'll see you guys in the next one. How about that? I'm out.